Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Posse Code and I'm glad to be here again. So in this video today, we are going to be learning if statement by building an arithmetic calculator. And in this arithmetic calculator, we're going to be using if statement to build this, and at the end of it all, you are going to be versatile in using if statement. Okay, without much ado, let's see what we can do. And if you are going to be building a calculator, probably that means we're going to be needing an operator. We're going to be needing probably maybe two or three input numbers. Do you understand? So if that is the case, let's see what we can do. That means we are going to be needing to store our variable in some certain variable placeholders. All right, let's start. Now I said something earlier on, you might not understand. Let me reiterate again. We are going to be storing our value. We are going to be storing our value in variable. Are you getting it? So that's how we're going to do it. Now variable is actually a placeholder for storing values. Do you understand? Where we store values, that's what variable is. And one of the things we're going to be using, since we don't really have an input that we are going to be putting directly, we're going to be asking the users to put their inputs. In a case whereby you don't really know how to you don't really know about user inputs, there's a video here that we did last time, and this video talks extensively about user inputs, and there are some certain projects we built on it, so you can check it anywhere around this screen. Then you can come back before continue this video. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do, we need to put our values in variables. So that means we're going to be having arithmetic operator. Let me just say let me say a arithmetic operator, okay. I'll just call it a operator, okay, to signify arithmetic operator. So, and this arithmetic operator, we're going to be asking the users to input, okay. So that means we're going to be using the inputs function. All right, so then we'll ask a prompt like say enter an operator. So since we are going to be using an arithmetic operator, and the arithmetic operator we have the multiplication, the division, the subtraction, and the addition. So enter an operator between enter an operator. Okay, so we're going to be putting that operator in options. Okay, just to the term operator. Then we're going to be having okay. All right, so we're going to be having this. That will be star. We're going to be having star, no, plus, minus, right? Minus. Then what else do we have? We have division. We're going to be having division, and then we're also going to be having what again? I think we're going to be having multiplication. So now the star there actually simplifies multiplication, and that's what we're going to do. So next thing we're going to have is, so the next thing we might have is what? Let us look at it again. What is the next thing we might want to have? The next thing we might want to have is the number. Okay, let's call it number 1. Okay, let's call it 1. All right, now this 1 okay, so this number, which is okay, now this is number 1. So this number 1, we're going to be asking for input, but since it is number and we are talking about arithmetic, okay, and they are going to be, and this particular arithmetic operation will be inputting some certain numbers, okay, it's not going to be a whole number and all. So we might need to use the float function. This float function is when the output is going to be, probably is going to be, what can we call it now? It's going to be in decimals, okay. We will note the exact decimal fraction we want to put it. So, and then let us see what, so that means input. So for say I'll use the float function, float, right? Then after the float, I'll put it in a bracket, okay. Then input function. Then after this input, then I'm going to enter my prompt. Enter your number, I can just say enter your number. Do you understand now? So now we'll have this. Okay, we're going to be having this. All right, enter your number. I think we're good, right? So let us just do it that way. Enter your number. So another thing that we're going to be having is this. Let's have another number, num2 in this case. So now num2, we're also going to be using floats, right? We're also going to be using floats, and then floats also we inputs. Okay, we can just say enter second. Let me just put it second number. All right, so I think we are there. So since we already have this, the next thing we might want to do is not far-fetched anymore. So the first thing we need to do now is to start writing our if statement. So that will be if operator, that means the operator we put in is is this, is plus, let's have something like this. So now here, if operator is equal to addition, then the results in this case, we are going to store a variable. The result will be equals to num1 plus num2. Okay, so then we can just ask it to, now after that, since we have that, we can, what else can we do? I think we are done here. So yes, now if this if statement is only working for the first one, that is if the operator is equal to plus, then you should add it. So now the next thing we can do now is to use elif statement. So this elif statement will help us to check. Now elif now means else if. Okay, so that means that is there a possibility whereby we are going to be having another thing, even though it's different from the addition. So we can just say elif, that means else if, check if there's, and then we are going to input the function. That means if the operator is also equal to another thing. Okay, now in this case that will be the subtraction, and then the result will be equals to what? The result in this case will now be equal to what? Num1 plus num2. Okay, so now let me just copy this so that I'm not going to have log redundancy there. So another thing I can check, I can still look at, since I'm still going to write another if else statement, like two of it. So I can just write elif. Okay, let me just copy the whole of this and paste it here. I can just write this. Okay, elif, you check if the operator here is equal to division, then in this case we should want to divide num1 by num2. all right, so then you check again for another elif. So you check if it is what, if it is multiplication, then if it is multiplication, what are you going to do? You do what? You multiply. Okay, so I think that is just going to be that here. So since we are done with writing all our if statements, do we have any error? I don't think so. So our num2, I don't think we have any error here. All right, so the float enter second number, right? I think we do not really have any error here. Okay, I think we're done. So now let us just check if there's any error. I don't think we have any error. So what is the next thing? How are we now going to output our results? Okay, before we talk about how to output our results, let's see now if all of this condition is met. So you know that there are some certain set of things whereby the user can input something that is wrong. Okay, so we are now going to print out an error message, and then we can just say else check if operator operator is okay. Else, don't let us print else, just print the value not acceptable. Yeah, so let's leave this way. So that means that if, now what this particular line means is that if the code, or if the user input anything that is not acceptable, that is not in our options, then what will happen is that the computer, or the calculator in this case, should print out value not acceptable. That means you tell the user that the value you're looking for is not acceptable, you are imputing is not acceptable. So now let us see what we're going to do so as to print the right result. So here we're going to be now this, we are going to be printing what? Print results. Okay, print result. Let me just copy it that way. Let me just copy it straight so that I will not, okay, I think so that I won't have to keep writing print result and all of that. So I would have that. Then another thing, okay, let us just, all right, so I think we are done here. So let us run this code and see how it's going to run. All right, now enter an operator. So I'm going to enter an operator here. So the operator I'm going to enter here is going to be probably addition. Let's start with addition. Okay, so enter your number. Let's say 45. Then enter something. Let's say 68. I can see the answer 45 plus 68 is equal to what? 103. Okay, I think we are good to go there. So that means that one is correct. Let's rerun it. Let's rerun it again. So before we run it, I want to put a space here so that it's going to be easy to read. So let's see. Now I just need to put small space here. So let us run it for subtraction now. So enter an operator. This, so from an operator we're given 6845, right? Minus let's just say 8, so we're going to be having 53. Okay, so I think it's still adding the whole thing together. So let us see. I think I made a mistake somewhere. So all right, okay, I think this is where I made a mistake. The result here is adding, what I put in here was num1 plus num2. It should be num1 minus num2. Okay, so it should be num1 minus num2. So let's rerun that and see if it has been corrected. All right, so this one is going to be, my operator is this, and then the next one is going to be 45, right? Then I'm going to be having, what else again? 8. Okay, so that will be 37.0. so that is that about that. Then another one, let's try for division. Let's say this is it. I'm going to use 45, 7. Okay, so 45 and 7, we have 6.4. That means 45 divided by 7 is going to be what? 6.4. So you can see something here. You are still going to go back to this. So let us see multiplication. Let's see multiplication. So let's say we have 45. Sorry, okay, let me stop it and run it. I've made a mistake there. So let me run it. So I'm going to have 45. That means this is going to be this. Then 45. What about 7? And see 315. Okay, so there's something that happened the other time in a case whereby we have a rounded number in the aspect of the addition. Okay, I'm sorry, in the aspect of the division we have a lot of decimal numbers, and you might want to actually limit that result to a specific decimal number. All right, this is how you're going to do it. We are going to come back to our code. And we're going to say result here. In this particular result here, we're going to put round. All right, so round, that means we're going to be rounding this result. We're going to be rounding it. Okay, we're going to be rounding the results. All right, so if you want to, now if you just say round result, it's going to put it to a specific, or let me just say the nearest whole number. Let me show you what I'm saying. Okay, so let's say we use this, right? 45, then 7, as you can see. Okay, All right, I think, okay, hold on. Where I put the code, where did I put the code? We shouldn't be having this. Oh, okay, I think I've seen it. That's a mistake there. So this shouldn't be here. Let me just take it away. It should be here. Yeah, num1. So it should be here. So we should be having something like this instead. All right, okay, so let's do that again and see. So we have this, right? We have 45, 7. As you can see, it gave me the nearest whole number. This is it, nearest whole number. Now you might not want a nearest whole number. You might want it to a specific whole number. Okay, so what you just need to do is to come to this round and then you put a comma there. Then you are going to specify the decimal point you want the calculator to output to you. For my case here, I'm just going to use 4. All right, or yeah, I'm going to use 4. Now let's just see how we're going to see it that way. So we're going to be having 45, right? And then 7. As you can see, it gave me in what? 4 decimal number. This is it, 4 decimal number. Do you understand now? So, and this is how you're going to actually build it. So I would like you to play with all of this. In fact, let me give you an assignment here. So in a case whereby you want to add more than one number together, you want to have numerous number together, like you want to do multiple operations at the same time, how are you going to do it? Using this if statement. Okay, so that's going to be an assignment on your part. Go and try it and drop your results in the comment section below. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.